So guys, Thor the Dark World. What? There were tears. A lot of tears. It was a roller coaster of feelings. I just got back from my second viewing of it, as I said in my other video. The first time I went to see it in 2D, and today I went to see it in IMAX 3D, which I haven't seen a 3D movie in at least a year, and I don't think I've been in the IMAX, which is 3D, but also like a really enormous screen and like surround sound and shit. I don't think I've been in the IMAX since middle school. But for $2 more, I rather than seeing it in 2D at the mall, I just went and saw the IMAX. And it was worth it. Like the 3D is cool for me, not so much like the things like jumping out at you, but it's more the illusion of depth that you get that's really cool. And I mean, even that I got used to as the movie went on. But when you first put on the 3D glasses, it was like, whoa! I'm glad I saw the 2D version first, though, because I could focus more this time on details and enjoying the 3D effects as opposed to like the first time I'm watching a movie, I'm just trying to get as much as you can of everything in. So I walked into the 3D movie today feeling like, okay, I have a grip on the plot. I know what happens. I know the characters. Nothing's gonna be like a surprise. I'm just looking at details and looking at, things that change the way you watch the movie because now you've seen all the little twists that happen, and there's quite a few plot twists in this movie. If you have not seen it yet, what are you doing watching this video? This is not spoiler free. The ether stuff looked really cool in 3D. Asgard obviously looked really beautiful in 3D. Heimdall's whatever you like, that portal room or whatever was beautiful in 3D. Like you felt like you were standing there. It was so beautiful. But okay, it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it both times, but there was not all good things. The villain plot was lame. The villain was lame. It had nothing to do with Christopher Eccleston's portrayal. Like, point me in the direction of an official petition to put Chris Eccleston in all the things. But the writing of that part was just not good. He was a very cookie cutter, not much of a backstory. Like, he was just, he's this dark elf who wants to bring darkness back to the world. And villain plotlines like that can end in one of two ways. The villain completes his plan and the world ends, or the hero defeats him. So that's not really where the strength of the movie was. It's the characters and it's the character development. It seemed more like closer to the vein of the Avengers as far as being humorous, and it felt like fun, even though there was also these very serious things at stake, and there were very serious things that happened, and there were tears. I cried again today. I didn't cry as much, obviously, as the first time I watched it, but I did cry again today. Team Science was great in this movie. I really kind of want them to make a guest appearance on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. soon, because they were just so funny. At least Eric and Darcy were funny. And Ian, I liked the new guy, but Jane is still boring. I'm sorry. It's, again, nothing against Natalie Portman, but if anything, it was worse than in Thor, because in Thor she was useless, and in this movie she was just a plot device. I don't see any, like character development for her, besides in this one, now she's actively pining for Thor. She felt like thrown into the first movie for the romantic subplot, and this one she was thrown into it because she had to be a plot point. And I don't understand how or why Thor picked her over Lady Sif. Okay, and another Jane issue. But the spaceship at the end really have killed Thor. I mean, I know we saw that Asgardians are mortal, but Thor has seen some shit, okay? I have a feeling that had Selvig not saved the day, Thor would have woken up in the rubble with a dead Jane on top of him. That is not a sacrifice Jane had to make. I really don't understand it, how she just, threw herself on top of him. The music was great. The pacing of the movie was really good. It was nice to have a superhero movie that didn't last 3 hours. If anything, I watched the movie and I get the feeling that, like, oh, it's already over? Like, didn't we just start? I mean, the emotional devastation certainly felt like more than 2 hours. Overall, I think the Avengers franchise is getting better with time. And I feel like the ending has a lot of unanswered questions. And the more that I'm seeing about it, the more questions that are happening, and nothing is solved from seeing it a second time at all. And the thing at the end with Loki, while brilliant, means that we cannot revisit Asgard without bringing him in or having a major continuity hole. And I don't think they would get rid of arguably the most popular character in the franchise, besides maybe Iron Man. And they're just keeping us on our toes with all this is the last movie for Tom crap. I really don't think Tom Hiddleston is done with this franchise. So Loki, peeps, please hang on. So yeah, overall, I mean, there were small criticisms that I had with it, but overall, I thought it was a really great movie, and I've seen it twice now, and I might go see it a third time before it gets out of theaters, but not for a while, because I watched it twice in 3 days. And I think I need some time for the ideas to germinate in my brain, because there's a lot of things going on with it. If you're a Loki fangirl, prepare thyself, bring tissues, um, bring someone to hold on to, because it's a lot. It's a lot, honestly. Sorry if this is kind of unfocused and rambly, but, I was going to try to do a real review, and then I was like, I don't really want to do a spoiler-free review. Also, I don't want to just rehash the plot of the movie for you guys. So these are some of my reactions. Saw it twice, once in 2D, once in 3D. If you have 3D around you and you're into that, it's worth it. It's worth going to see the 3D. Definitely. So, thank you guys for watching. I will see you hopefully next week for more Geek Week. Bye!